how can humans consciously rewrite their internal programming to be closer to how they came out of the womb, like children that
Yeah.
are just full of love and innovation and playful pursuit of intimacy?
I'm going to talk from a father's perspective. I have two boys, Milan, who's 24, Jayan, who's 20. And Jayan, who's 20, he's a junior at Wisconsin Madison. And my older son, works with me. And he was an athlete and now works in peak living. And what I learned through that experience is kids are completely fine. It's the parents and society who needs to get out of the way, right? My younger son, Jayan, when he was a child, he was such an amazing artist. Once he drew a painting and like he was all in concentric circles. And I'm like, wow. And I said, what is it, Jayan? He said, Dad, that's our family. That's you, that's me, that's my da-da-da. And the dogs and all of that, they were all concentric circles. Fast forward, went to school, put him into art school. What is a house? Once again, a typical house, right? That's how it's human. So what happens is that we put our narrative of what is a house, what is family into that, and we kind of almost destroyed that creative spirit, right? And because I think the difference between a sage, a scientist, and psychotic is just how much research, how much of acceptance, how much is validated, right?
Mm.
And I think we say the person is crazy, and then suddenly they prove it through research. Then you're all of a sudden a genius. So I think what we need, I feel, is to understand the essence. First of all, let kids be kids within boundaries. Yes, there's discipline, things like that. But that expression, I still try not to grow up. Right. So I think Yoga Vashishta, who was a sage, said, infinite flexibility is the key to immortality. Flexibility of the body mind. Right. When we get older, we become inflexible in the body and the mind. So one is to constantly be flexible. I think we spend too much of attention on exacting plans, on project planning and execution. Very industrial age. It worked at one point when you had to do those things. We do live in a different era right now of expression, of using the human mind. So I think I would kind of say one thing is meditation and as a technique we always use called the soul profile. This is Dr. Chopra's technique. It's not about LinkedIn profile. We can always Google that. But imagine every day we ask these four questions. Who am I? What do I want? What is my purpose? What am I grateful for? And if we just ask these four questions and we just observed what came into our mind's eye and we just observed and let go, I think over time we will kind of start recalibrating our own internal compass. What is the soul? What is that genuine, what is that intention behind every action I'm doing? Who am I? What do I want? What's my purpose? What am I grateful for? I think we'll start calibrating to the more, who is the authentic self, right? Sometimes we spend an entire life, you know, exploring outer space, but then this question of inner space, the who am I, is never answered. And
Mm.
sometimes you're on your deathbed, and man, those questions come in like, like, I wish I'd done something else. I wish I'd done something else, done something this, and you have all these regrets. Why not do that every day? Like you're dying every day, right? Literally, you are. You wake up every morning and you have another lease of life. So why don't we live life like it was your last minute, the last sentence? And if at this point, like now, my life ended, I'm good. I feel because I've done everything I could right up to this point, and I can be at peace because I don't want to be grasping. And that's been kind of my own quest to live my best self, right? Get 1% better
Beautiful.
every day and make every second count.